What's going on, everybody? It's Craig back with BlklimitedX, and in this video I want to give a big shout out to the guys over at Billet Technology because I finally got my catch can in. As you can see here, get a little close up of that. This is really nice. Had to get it in yellow, of course, so we're going to be putting that on today. Billet Technology is very popular in the Mopar, Chrysler, Jeep community, so it was only right that I went with them. With that being said, we're going to get this installed. I'm going to show you guys what it all comes with, the tools you're going to need to get it installed, and we're going to go ahead and get it on. So check it out. Come here. They give you all the necessary caps and fittings that you're going to need. You get 2 hoses, short one and a long one. Now as far as tools, you're going to need a 17mm wrench, a 5mm hex key, and then you're going to need something to get the cover off, but pretty much as simple as that. We're going to go ahead and get it installed. All right, so come on, we're going to go ahead and get this off. As usual, take the little cover off, set that to the side. Take our T27 bit, this is the one that fits. Get that off. Oops, other way. Get that off. Set it to the side, actually. Remove that. Then we can go ahead and pop this cover off as such. Set it to the side. Alright, so essentially we're going to be removing this PVC pipe right here. Here, come and get close so you can see. We're removing this piece right here, and it's around the back. I'm not going to show you guys the back part, but it's in the back. It has the same clip here to remove it. So when we get that part, I'll show you. But first, we're going to actually get the catch can installed itself. So put that to the side. First, you're going to take this piece here. We're going to remove this tab in the back, or nut. Then you're going to come behind here, this hole right here, and then you're going to take this and thread it in. Hold it in place so you don't drop it, obviously. Once you get it pretty tight by hand, that's when you take your 5mm hex key. Put your hand back there again and just tighten it. You don't need to over tighten it, nothing too crazy, but just until you get enough resistance. Like that. Alright, so once we got that part on, next you're going to want to take your catch can and unscrew the bottom half. Set that to the side, because we're going to be threading it onto the bolt here. Now once you get to a point where you can't tighten it anymore, back it up a bit, and then you want to take your 17mm wrench. Get it tightened to the front end. Loosen that up a bit. You don't want to over tighten it, just enough to where it's not moving. So, alright, so now that we got that on, we're going to go ahead and take the old PVC piping off, which if you get close right here, this little white tab, you press it down, just press it and it'll pull right off. So press that in, and you give that a little pull like that, and then on the other side it's the same thing. I'm not going to show you guys, but just know it's the exact same thing in the back here. If you Alright, and then once you get that loose, be careful when you're taking this out. You don't want to start, pulling it out all crazy. Just finesse it through there. Don't want to wiggle that. Alright, you guys, I wanted to show you this real quick. You see that tab right there that it's focused on? I have a 2020. I don't know what model you have, but please be aware when you go to remove the old PVC pipe, it's being clipped and held in place by that clip right there. Normally it would have just came right out. You know, you work it out easily to, you just work it out. And I didn't realize it was being held on by that, so I had to stop the video to see what the problem was. But just so you guys know that there's a little clip behind there holding the PVC pipe in place, and all you do is just undo it from that. Like, it's not like hard or anything. Just know that that's holding it in place if you're trying to remove the PVC piping and it's like difficult. So just please be aware of that, you guys, so you don't damage anything, because like I said, you don't want to pull it out too hard and, you know, damage any other components in the engine. So just so you guys clear that. All right, so like I was saying, guys, once you get that out of there, just work it out very carefully. And this is the old pipe. It's actually pretty much like it's sturdy, like it's that way. We can set this to the side. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the fittings on the new PVC valves they provide. On the longer one here, you're gonna use the bigger fitting. You're gonna connect it to the 90 degree. Make sure you get it on there all the way. Get it on there snug like that. Then you're gonna come back and feed it through the back here. The same way you pulled it out, you're gonna feed it along the back. And then I'm gonna reconnect it. And it's the same connection, the fitting, so as it was before. Make sure I'm on the right spot. Yep, there it is. I don't know if you'll be able to get in there and see it. Alright, so here, let me see the camera so I can show you guys. So you guys can see that's the fitting and where it's supposed to sit, and it just sits on there securely as such. And that's what's behind, you know, behind everything that you might not see. So that's the way it's supposed to fit. Let's get the front part done. Alright, so once you get that connection on the other side, you're gonna route the PVC pipe the same way it was the original one, so along here and up under your intake. And for those who don't know or maybe wondering, you're gonna have a much easier time. I mean, the job is still pretty easy altogether, but you're gonna have a lot easier time if you have a aftermarket intake, because the stock air box takes up so much room in here that now with this intake with just the piping here, it's a lot more real estate to work with. So just keep that in mind. But moving right along, you're gonna take the smaller PVC pipe, and then you're gonna take the fitting. Make sure you get it all the way in. It's a little snug, so it's not gonna come loose on you. Then once you get that in, I'm gonna route it under the intake as well. And then this end goes into where you took the original one out. So I'm gonna put it on like that. And actually now you can connect these to the fittings on the catch can itself. Should get it all the way on there. Oops. And you take the other half or the other pipe, same way. Make sure you work it on there all the way, get it snug. Make sure everything's connected. Go ahead and take the bottom half and screw it on. Just make sure you catch those threads properly. And there it is, you guys. It is on there. Just make sure this is tightened back up again. Alright, so now that we got this connection on and we got the pipes fitted into the actual catch can, everything is all done and good to go. So like I said, as you can see, it was a pretty easy job, maybe 10 minutes at worst. But everything is on there fitted. Now the only thing left to do is to get the cover back on and put everything back together. So, get your cover. Turn it all up. Get your screw. So there it is, you guys. Everything is back together. It looks good in the engine bay, as you all can see. I'm gonna give you some final shots of it all. Still want to get the fuse box done, at least maybe a couple caps, but other than that, everything in the engine bay is coming together pretty nicely, and I'm happy with the way it's all turning out. So with that, I will catch you guys on the next video.